Hey Reddit, I'm in a huge mess and really need some outside opinions on this situation. I don't even know where to start, but I'll try to lay it all out for you. So, 26F, have been dating my boyfriend, Ryan, 28M, for about 2 years now. We met through mutual friends and it felt like a match made in heaven. He was sweet, caring, and we had a lot of fun together. He was there for me through some tough times, and I genuinely thought we were building a future together. I even introduced him to my family and friends, and everyone loved him. Now, here's where things get complicated. I've had my best friend Jessica, 27, in my life for as long as I can remember. We've been through thick and thin together, and I always thought we had a bond that was unbreakable. She was like a sister to me, and I trusted her completely. A few weeks ago, everything changed. I started noticing some strange behavior from both Ryan and Jessica. They were texting a lot, and I caught them whispering when I walked into the room. It just felt off, but I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were planning a surprise for me or something? But then one night, I came home early from work and I found Ryan at my apartment. He was supposed to be at a friend's place, but I walked in to see him and Jessica sitting on the couch together, way too close for comfort. They jumped apart when I walked in, and the look on their faces said it all. I immediately felt a knot in my stomach. "What's going on here?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Ryan stammered, "We were just hanging out. Jess was helping me with some stuff." "Right," I said, my voice dripping with skepticism. It didn't look like just hanging out to me. Jessica quickly chimed in. "We were just watching a movie. You know how it is, we got caught up in it." But I wasn't buying it. The vibe was off, and my gut was screaming at me that something wasn't right. I asked them both to leave, feeling my heart shatter as they walked out. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying the scene in my head, and every time I did, my heart sank deeper. A few days later, I decided to confront Ryan. I needed to know what was really going on. When I brought it up, he looked defensive. "You're being paranoid. Jess and I are just friends. You're overreacting," he said, brushing me off. But deep down, I felt like he was hiding something. I started doing some digging. I went through my phone records and found that Ryan had been texting Jessica late at night. Way more than he was texting me. My heart raced as I felt betrayal creeping in. I decided to reach out to Jessica, hoping she could clear things up. "Hey, can we talk?" I texted her. When we met up, I could tell she was nervous. "What's up?" she asked, avoiding my gaze. "Are you and Ryan seeing each other?" I asked, my voice shaky. She looked taken aback. "What? No, of course not. You know we're just friends." But her eyes were darting around, not meeting mine, and I could sense her guilt. The conversation spiraled from there. I pressed her for more details and finally said, "Look, I know something is going on. Just tell me the truth." After a few moments of silence, she broke down. "Okay, fine. We kissed. But it didn't mean anything. It was just a mistake." I felt like I'd been slapped in the face. "A mistake? You kissed my boyfriend, Jess. How is that just a mistake?" "I'm so sorry. It was a stupid moment. I didn't mean to hurt you," she pleaded, tears streaming down her face. I stormed out, my heart racing with anger and betrayal. I couldn't believe this was happening. My best friend and my boyfriend had crossed a line that I couldn't even fathom. The next few days were a blur. I felt like I was living in a nightmare. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep, and I kept replaying everything in my head. I felt so alone. I reached out to my friends for support, but it was hard to explain the depth of the betrayal I was feeling. Finally, I decided to have a heart-to-heart with Ryan. I needed to hear his side of the story. When we met, I was trembling with anger. "Why would you do this to me?" I demanded. He looked guilty but also defensive. "It was just a kiss. It didn't mean anything. I love you." "That's not the point. You crossed a line with my best friend. You both betrayed my trust," I shouted, feeling the tears welling up. "I'm sorry, I messed up. Can't we just move past this?" he said, desperation creeping into his voice. No, you don't just get to brush this off. I can't trust you anymore. This isn't something I can just forget, I replied, my heart breaking. After our conversation, I felt even more lost. I went home and spent hours contemplating my next move. I wanted to scream, to lash out, but I also knew I had to make a choice about how to handle the situation. That's when I decided to take to social media. I felt the urge to expose them, to show everyone how they had betrayed me. I crafted a post, pouring my heart out about the betrayal I had faced. I didn't name names, but I made it clear that I had been hurt by someone close to me. Once I hit post, I felt a rush of adrenaline. It was cathartic to finally let it out, but I also felt a twinge of guilt. Was I overreacting? Was I being petty? The fallout was immediate. Friends started reaching out, some expressing support while others were critical. You shouldn't air your dirty laundry like this, one friend said. Others rallied behind me, saying I deserved better. But then things took a turn. Jessica reached out to me, furious. How could you do this? You're making me look like the bad guy, she shouted over the phone. You are the bad guy, Jess. You kissed my boyfriend. You betrayed me. I yelled back, feeling the anger boil over. I made a mistake, okay? But you're going to ruin my life over this, she cried. Maybe you should have thought about that before you decided to cross that line, I shot back, feeling a mix of anger and sadness. After that conversation, I felt like I was at a breaking point. I couldn't believe how much my life had changed in such a short time. I had lost my boyfriend, my best friend, and I was left feeling completely alone. As the days went on, I started to realize that I needed to focus on myself. I didn't want to let this betrayal define me. I started to pour my energy into my hobbies like painting and writing, trying to channel my emotions into something productive. But I still felt the weight of betrayal hanging over me. I decided to reach out to my family for support. When I told them what had happened, they were outraged. You deserve so much better than this. They don't deserve a place in your life, my mom said, her voice filled with concern. Their support helped me regain some confidence. I started to set boundaries with my friends, distancing myself from anyone who didn't support me during this tough time. Weeks passed and I slowly started to heal. I focused on self-care and rediscovered the joy title,